conceptual perspective to view things. People talk about a desire to be successful, all of the elements.
Wallace here, dropping in with a little special announcement. For those who have followed me for any stretch of time, you know, outside of the businesses that I run, like Myriad Business Solutions, the Visionetics Institute, Odyssey Media Group, I also do a great deal of work inside of the inner city communities in Houston, Dallas, and other areas. I'm asking now, as we push a fundraiser, that you support what the Odyssey Project is doing in the inner cities, especially with programs like Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative, and Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters, which is a program focused on helping young girls, but boys as well, suffering from childhood sexual abuse, rape, molestation, domestic abuse, absentee fatherhood, and so many other things. The information will be in the box. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. Hope everybody is enjoying today, man. I don't know about where you're at and what's going on with you, but after what seems like weeks of rain and cloudy skies, the sun is out. Temperatures just barely 70. I would prefer it to be around 50, but I'll take it. Gorgeous weather. I am not going to be long. Real quickly, you know the routine. If you believe in what we're doing, hit that link in the description box. Donate, show some love for the work we've done for years, the work we continue to do. And on to what I want to talk about. First and foremost, real quickly, Shaquella Robinson. The latest on Shaquella Robinson, the Robinson case, is that the Mexican authorities have officially issued arrest warrants. An arrest warrant for the person that's shown in the video fighting her. Now, that's a start, but that's not completely everything. I think everybody should be held accountable at some level because everybody was present and complicit. There was nobody trying to stop it. There was nobody looking. And from what I can also ascertain from the information that I've received is that they also attempted to conceal what happened, and by doing so may have actually cost her life. There was a doctor called, a private physician, that came out to attend to her 3 hours before she died. He was lied to and told that she was sick and she was incoherent and nonverbal because she had drank a whole lot of alcohol. So it was alcohol poisoning. So he attempted to run an IV, could not run the IV, suggested that they get her to an emergency room. Immediately, they insisted that he treat her there. He did what he could. Eventually, she went into respiratory arrest, which led to cardiac arrest, and she died. What we know now is that she had a broken neck and a severed spinal cord. Now, there's so many things about this that really bothers me. It's obviously planned, because within a matter of an hour of her arriving at the location, the fight pops off. She gets into a shower, from what I understand. She comes out. She doesn't even get a chance to get dressed. She's attacked while she's naked. The video being filmed is her being jumped on while she's nude. So the goal was, at the very minimum, to hurt her and embarrass her and whatever. What happened is a million times worse. She didn't come home, not alive. And they tried to cover it up, and in the 3 hours of them trying to cover it up, instead of getting her immediate medical attention, she died. Now the Mexican authorities have issued an arrest warrant for the girl. I don't have her name in front of me now, but the one that initially is in the video fighting her. From what I understand, all three females there eventually fought her. So she literally had them line up on her and fight her. And, you know, that's some gang type shit. That's some jailhouse type shit. That's the kind of shit you see where you get it lined up and you just got to keep fighting. It's sad that people you call friends would set you up in such a way. And so we have to ask the question that I have endeavored to answer for the past 30 years. Where's the love? Where's black love? Where is the value for black life? And I've looked for it because of the amount of killings I see within the community among young black males. I've also looked because of the high rate of intimate partner violence, intimate partner homicide, incest, and so many other ways where we are just literally feeding off of each other. We are literally creating this negative energy force that's producing nothing but catastrophic results. And you have to ask yourself, where's it coming from? We're not creating love. We have become extremely selfish. And I use the term individualism a lot. And someone wanted to know what's wrong with individualism. There's nothing wrong with being an individual. Your value comes from your individual identity, who you are that makes you different from everybody else. That's not what I mean when I say individualism. When I say individualism, I mean a person who only thinks about themselves, who is only worried about what they get, what's going to be the results for them, how they stand in something. They are not thinking of the collective. In any group environment, an individualistic mindset is dangerous because it ignores the needs and the rights and the concerns of everyone else except the person themselves. And so when I speak of individualism, that's what I'm talking about. We have been groomed to think only of ourselves, what we get, what we're going to do, how it's going to impact us. We have lost the love for the collective. We have lost the love for who we are as a race, as a community, and it shows in how we handle each other and how we treat each other. Don't get me wrong, violence exists across the board in spectrums. 84 to 85% of homicides of white people are committed by other white people. So the idea that this is a black phenomenon is ludicrous. But the level at which it's happening and how it's happening concerns me. That's not who we are. Historically, that's not who we are. Have there been violent times? Have there been situations that it always has been? But as a general rule, we are a different people. Spiritually, we operate on a higher plane. It is literally scientifically, it can be scientifically proven. We have a larger pineal gland. That's why there's so many efforts to calcify our pineal gland. Why? Because the spiritual elements and components of our existence offer us resources that others do not have access to, that they cannot emulate, they cannot copy. But we spend so much time operating on a negative frequency, on a negative plane, or at a very low vibration, that we never ever really truly venture into the atmosphere of what we're capable of being. And so we stay frustrated, we stay angry, we stay attacking one another and only seeing the negative in one another, never seeing the beauty of who we are as individuals and as a collective. And it's crazy. I really and truly hope that we find ourselves. I have been working so hard at that. You know, I developed about 10, 15 years ago the collective cognitive bias theory, about this collective idea of who we are and how we view the world. We have a universal paradigm of self-hatred and hostility and anger, and we don't point our aggression in the right direction. We turn in on one another instead of looking at the source of our frustration at the purest level, and then coming together in a unified manner to do something about it. Real quickly, Kyrie is playing again. I don't know how long it's going to last because he still is being Kyrie. He did come and say he apologized, you know, if he offended anyone, and he said he's absolutely not anti-Semitic, which is what he was basically saying, but he just wouldn't come out and say it. He kept saying, it's impossible for me to be anti-Semitic. What he was alluding to is the fact that he considered himself to be a Semite, and many people do. And so they didn't like the allusion, but he came out and said he's not anti-Semitic, but he never retracted the notion that he is Semitic. And so it was sort of a give type thing. So that's what happened there. My concern as far as that goes back to the same thing. Why are we sitting up begging them to use our talents and then mishandle us in the process? That is my thing, is like, if we're going to sit up and we are the commodity, and we are in anything of extreme athletic endeavor, we are the commodity. It's that simple. We dominate the skill positions in the NBA and in the NFL. Now, here's the thing. Anything that you dominate, the capacity for revenue, you should dominate ownership. I said that about the beauty supply industry. I said that about the seafood industry. Dr. Claude Anderson has said that about the seafood industry. We spend about $9 to every $1 that whites spend on seafood. We have very little in ownership. We contribute 96% of the $15 billion annual $15 billion industry in the beauty supply realms. We own about 3% of the businesses. Again, we are failing to leverage our skill, our dollar. We're not operating vertically when it comes to group economics. We talk about buying black, but there's so much more to group economics and generational wealth building than simply buying black. And we have to understand that. I wrote about that in my latest book, which was released actually this summer. We're doing a revision to it, so it's we're pumping it up right now. So it's available again in revised version. The War on Black Wealth, Breaking the Code of Generational Wealth. And we talk about the dangers of chasing the American dream. We are so heavily embedded in the idea of consumerism that it's absolutely ridiculous. And so we need to work on that. So again, we should be looking at ownership, creating our own leagues, or starting to demand ownership in what exists. Or again, start out, take the talent and challenge them to match the talent. People are going to want to watch the best. They simply are. If they're going to spend their money, they want to watch the best. They don't want to just watch it because white people own it. They want to watch it because it's the best. They watch it because we're out there. They spend money on it because they're out there. They buy jerseys because we wear them. And so in essence, we need to learn how to control that. So that's my thing on that. So again, thank you for stopping in. I hope everybody has an unbelievable remainder of your day. I'm going to go in and enjoy the guys, talk a little noise and whatever, and hope that I'll see you soon. I'm out.